Hi, welcome. So today, so we've been celebrating full moon, and there's a celebration of Hanuman's birthday. Hanuman is the epitome of friendliness and devotion and helpfulness and generosity of spirit. So let's move a little bit into Hanumanasana variations today. Nice short practice to move from this place of sometimes lately it's feeling a little contracted and a small space in our homes in these times of staying at home. So we're just going to open it up and expand while also knowing that there is something really special and really supportive in this time of connecting in. So let's move onto our mat and just start playing around for a few moments in cat-cow and just start moving around through the hips, okay? So when you're here and start moving around through the hips and the rib cage and the shoulders, allowing yourself just to warm up and wake up and welcome yourself to your practice and to your body, however it's feeling today. And then when you're ready, move into a down dog or maybe a hands and knees down dog. This is really a nice one. And we're trying to move in this position in a way that takes the roundness out of the low back. So move your thighs back, your sitting bones wide, and so you get a natural curve in your low back. And if you're dumping your ribs to do that, see if you can pick the ribs up and just do it from the hips. So hands and knees dog, or bent knee down dog, even straight leg down dog. Good. Then we'll inhale the right leg up in the air, turn it, bend it, open it up a little. You can do that in hands and knees too. And then bring the knee in and make a little bit of bow and hug in, hug in, hug in. Stretch it out again. And we'll pulse between this kind of drawing in, the sense of kind of hugging into our homes, and then stretching out for the good of all beings. That's the word, right? Hug in, so that this in itself is serving the greater picture. Hug in, step it forward, put the back knee on the floor, the front heels down, and we just lunge in, either hands forward or elbows forward. We can call this a monkey lunge. And just sway a little bit side to side. And when I have you visualize, the Hanuman is a monkey and in the stories, and the monkey god, he has this kind of beautiful tail, and we're swishing the tail from side to side. We'll do it a bunch of times in our practice. Okay, then stay in the pose, hug the back knee and the front heel together, and staying in the front leg lunge, pull the back knee forward to the left, or the back hip lifts a little. See how much you can lift the back leg while staying deep in the front. And then we'll walk it back into hands and knees or downward facing dog. Swoosh the hips a little. Same thing, other side. Take the other leg up. You can bend it. Ooh. And then bring it in. Pulse it back out. I know that when we're strengthening this resolve to be strong interiorly, stay in our house, it serves the bigger picture right here. We're hugging in for strength, and it serves our capacity to extend. One more time. And then you just bring the leg in. Put the back knee down. Now, if your foot only came up to here, you just use your hand and bring it the rest of the way. This heel stays down. Move your hands inside the leg. You can turn the knee out a little. And then come down to your hands or one forearm or both forearms, and just swish a little side to side. And then root into your legs, and as your right hip swishes off to the right, push into your front foot, and that front hip that likes to hip up, roll it out to the outside and down. Whew, and then bow. And then we'll lift up again, go back to downward dog or hands and knees dog. All right, this time take the right leg up in the air, then keep it straight and hug the top leg and the bottom leg together and turn the hips square so the top leg turns in. And then turn it out. You can get it nice and high, and then hug it in and square your hips, turn the top leg in. One more time, turn it out, and then hug it in. Turn the top leg in, and as you root into your hands, stretch down to the bottom heel. Woo, lift the top leg up and step the foot forward. This time we're gonna go into the lunge, back knee down. Same thing that we did before. Find your breath. And then this time you can take a look while you do it. Lift the back leg up. Roll over your foot, put the knee down and shift your hips back. You can see how I'm like a 90-degree box shape here. So your hips are shifted back, lower down, and you can take the hand closest to the front foot, take it behind the heel, and snuggle your head toward the ankle. Swoosh your hips a little bit. So you want the back hip to swoosh wide and the front hip to tap down by pushing into the outer foot, the outer front foot. Breathe as the whole foot roots down now. And then we'll inhale, lift up, take the hands forward, lift the back knee up, and take an inhale, hug your feet towards each other so the back leg lifts. Keep it lifted and pull your hips back as you straighten your front leg. Then you're going to inhale, bend the front leg, try to keep the back leg where it is as you bend. Ooh. And then pull the hips back, stretch the front leg straighter. Once more, keep the back leg high as you bend the knee and hug the feet together. Oh, one more here. Spin the back heel down. Swoosh your hips to the left, to the left, to the left. Use your right hand and pull the right hip, the outside of the front hip backward, and then bow. We bow for all the feelings that we have inside. We can bow to the grief. We can bow to the stress. We can bow to just allowing ourselves to take time for ourselves, even if it's just 10 minutes. We have a lot of feelings, and just to take time for ourselves to nourish is actually a gift. It's a gift to yourself. It's a gift to your family. It's a gift for everyone who is supported by your endurance and resiliency. Lift your head up, lift your back leg up, and we'll move back into down dog or hands and knees dog and play around here. Oh, that right heel goes down so much easier now. All right, take your left leg up, spread the toes, and then hug your legs towards each other, which will square off your hips and turn your top leg in. Open it up again, and then hug your hands and your legs towards each other, squaring the hips. One more time, take it up, try to keep it that high. Hug in, square your top hip. Push your hands down and then stretch your bottom heel to the floor. Woo. All right, step it forward. Lunge, bow. Shimmy side to side. Now you're gonna lift your back knee up, roll on the top of the foot, and now shift your hips back. You see how it's like a box shape rather than a long line? Box shape. Take your left hand behind the front heel. Try to get the shoulder more under and bow your head towards your shin. And when you're there, just shimmy the hips a little, mostly to the right. And then to the right, to the right, so the back hip's widening. Now this front hip, see how it likes to hike up? We're gonna roll the top hip out to the side and down. Out to the side and down as you bow. Good. Then climb out of that. Lift the back knee up. Pause. Relax your jaw. Hanuman means broken jaw. And it's about releasing the jaw to open up the energy and the breath more deeply. So with your relaxed jaw, hug your feet towards each other so the muscles fire up. And exhale, pull the hips back as you press through the front foot. Inhale, bend the front leg. Try to get the back leg to stay that high as it was. And exhale, pull the hips back, straightening your front leg. One more time, back leg trying to stay high. We'll reach back and then pivot the back heel. Ooh. Now you see how your hips will scooch off to the side. So we're hugging your feet together, trying to swoosh your hips. Swoosh your hips so the back hip widens, try to make room where it doesn't feel like we have room in our life. It seems like, that's our soul, that's our work. Widen the back hip. You can even take the front and pull the hip back. Oh, that's good. Both hands can be on blocks or the floor, or even on a support. And then feel free to bend your elbows. Hanuman is actually the son in the stories of the god of wind or breath. So Hanuman is also each of us. So children of the breath. Keep breathing here and birth yourself anew in this very breath. Step forward with your back foot. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Yes, you can have your hands on blocks or bowing. Then bend your knees. And take the hands to the thighs. And when you inhale, switch your hips back and widen your pelvis. Open up the chest. And exhale, push and round into your own heart. Inhale, switch your hips back. Try to get a curve in the low back. And exhale, push, turn to your own heart. Last time, hips back, curve in the back, push down, get the ribs back. Arms up, you can sit a little deeper. And then stretch all the way up. I'll come here so you can see me better. And reach to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, hands in front of the heart. Very good. You can turn toward the computer screen if that's not where you were. And on this one, inhale your arms up over the head. Side bend over to whatever side this is. Okay? Good. And we're going to use the breath as children of the breath and create the inhale and create more room from hip, rib, armpit, neck, spine, fingers. And you should keep that on the inhales and the exhales. The exhale focuses on from the pelvis rooting down, from the center of gravity rooting down. So inhale, creating this curve, even through the underside of the curve. And exhale with the pelvis down to the feet into the earth. One more breath. And on your next inhale, root the feet as you lift up. And exhale right over to the other side. Okay. Creating space on the inhale. And exhale from the pelvis root down. And then do that a few times. So there's the story, the Ramayana tells us the story of Hanuman as well as a number of other figures. And in the challenges, Hanuman is the one who's saying, no, it's okay. Let's try this. And he brings a sense of spaciousness into the situation. Root the feet down, inhale, come up. And as you float the arms down, release and take a full breath. Ooh, I'm getting nice and warm already. Now turn toward the front edge of your mat again. Inhale, arms up over your head. And as you exhale, hips back and touch the floor. Inhale, swing your chest forward. And exhale, step your left leg back into a lunge. Put the back knee down. Now here you might want a block. Okay, so we're going to pick up the back foot and reach the hand of the foot. And if you're like, yeah, no, Sarah, what you do is you shift your hips back, walk towards your foot. Now you can catch it and walk to the front. Now put a hand on block or your front leg, square the hips. And some of you can actually turn your fingers to the top of the foot and bring the foot in. So you bring your foot to the hip, press down and lift up. Good, and then shimmy. Widen the back hip, widen the back hip, widen the back hip, widen the back hip, keep it, press down in the legs and then lift it up for this version of Anjaneyasana, named after the mother of Hanuman, or the mother of the great friend. Take a breath in. Now keep lifted inside as you bend your front knee. Bring your foot with you. Ooh, push down, lift again. And then release your back foot. Now here, lift your back knee, push down so you can get your foot up, and then place it into pigeon. Now I have my foot a little high, but you certainly can bring your foot in closer. If it starts to tweak the knee, you definitely want to bring the foot in closer. Spread the toes. The ankle, I would recommend not flexing it, but pointing the ankle, spreading the toes. Okay. Come off the front hip. And like we did before, you press down to the legs, hug the knees towards each other, square the hips, gently square the hips, widen the back hip. Hug in, widen the back hip. Hug in, widen the back hip. And then with the ribs moving, not forward, but back, tag the front hip backward and down. So you can stay here or on a block or forward. And breathe. Good. And then climb out and move to hands and knees or child pose or downward dog. Step the left foot forward now. Back knee down. Now get the back foot. Hold on to it. Remember, if you can't catch the back foot, shift your hips back. Walk to the back foot. Now hold it. Oh, there you go. And then walk back forward again. Here, or on a block, or on your thigh. Bring the foot in. Maybe you can turn the fingers forward. Root down, and then lift up, and then shimmy the back hip. Widen. Just a moment. Keep going. Good. Draw the foot in. Hug it in. Breathing here. Widen your back hip and root down through the pelvis. Lift up, 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 up. Then, keeping the front heel, bend the front leg a little deeper. Oh, one more breath. Good. Then release your back foot. We're going to lift the back knee up. Push down, pigeon. So we hug in, widen the back hip. Root down the outside of the front hip, so not so it's hiking up, but so when we hug in, we hug the back hip in and anchor it back and down. And then come down onto a block. Or just forearms or hands. So you can keep widening your back hip without dropping the back heel. Hug the back heel and keep widening, like you're swishing your Hanuman tail wide, but anchoring down. And Hanuman anchors down into devotion for Ram or God or the divine or the incarnation of love. So we anchor down into what is needed, into the kind of opening into new paradigms, new ways of doing things, and anchoring in for love of our humanity, love for others, love for balance. Keep anchoring down, and it does open us, and it can be quite intense. We keep breathing. Then we can stretch it back either into downward facing dog or child pose, or even just sitting on your heels in Vajrasana. Good. Now just go ahead and lower your knees down. Sit on a block or your heels. Just give a little side stretch to the right. And then play. Open your chest up and then turn your chest down. Open it up and turn it down. And then find the best place for the stretch for you. Breathe there. Come up. I'm going to do the other side. Turn it down and up. So Hanuman is a playful figure. It's hard to feel play when there's a lot of fear. That's why sometimes it's helpful to have little kids around. They need play, and they'll call us into play. If we don't have children in the house, then allow the creativity to come through. So that's why this kind of flowing and moving can be really helpful for us to just feel creative and playful in just meeting our own self. Let's step the right foot forward again. Oh, let's go to that nice big monkey lunge. Right? And this time we'll take the left hand wide and shimmy back and forth again. See the pattern. Just if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, then find where the openings are in that. So you can stay here on your forearm. You take a rooting down of the leg so there's not a collapse to the center. Root down and then start to peel into a back bend. So you can stay here or shoulder head opener or catch your back foot. Now some of you want to catch the back foot. Sometimes if you can't get it on your forearm, come on your palm and bring it in. Ooh, that's a good one. Root down, lift, lengthen through the whole spine and open up. And then release. Now here's a little weird one. We're going to come up, walk the back knee in about an inch back, turn the front leg out here on the side of the foot, but be mindful that you're not collapsing the ankle. Keep reaching through the instep. And then hug the front heel back knee together, and then swoosh hips to the left, to the left, to the left, push down, ribs up, and now turn your front leg out. Oh my golly, root down. It's a variation of pigeon, but one in which the hip probably won't touch the ground. If it does, it'll come down before the knee in this variation. And then come on up, put the foot down, shift the back knee up, and then push. You're going back with the back heel, now knee down again, hip shift back. If you have blocks, super helpful at this point. Do put your hands on blocks, whatever height you like. Don't worry about whether the leg is straight. In fact, bend the front leg. Hug the back knee and front heel towards each other so that the hamstrings of the front leg are strong. You can feel that tone. And swoosh. Monkey, silly, tail, playful movement. And as the back hip widens, then press with the front heel and turn the front hip and roll it down. Good. Now you can press the front thigh deep into the back of itself and either stay here or hands down on the blocks lower or on the floor. You can bend the elbows, or at this point you can switch your back knee back and do the same thing. Widen, widen, tack the front hip down and play with rooting the front of the thigh into the back of the thigh. And then breathe. Be as high or low as it feels right for you today. And then we're going to come up by pulling the back heel. And then move gently into child pose or downward facing dog. Hanuman leaps for others. He leaps from the tip of Sri Lanka in the story, or the tip of India, all the way to Sri Lanka to reunite with somebody who is fearful and say, we know that you're there and we will help you and we are helping you and we love you. Let's take the left foot forward. Nice deep lunge. Just going to do that sequence on the other side before we wind down. We lunge, we walk the hands off in the opposite direction of the front leg. You turn the front leg out a little. And then I like to come on my forearm, but you don't have to. Root down, roll the chest open. Then you can reach your hand to the back foot and bring the foot toward the buttock. If it doesn't need it, move your buttock to your foot. Let it be about connection. And shoulder open, lean back. Remember, you can always come on your right hand instead of the palm. Okay, then release your back foot. Turn the front leg out more. See if you can do it without collapsing the ankle. Reach through the instep and just turn the hip. Well, that's kind of exciting. And the hip, right? So then you can come down lower. Whew. Now you want to almost like tip away from center, but you keep hugging in and widen the back hip. Widen the back hip. You can also think front leg plugs in. Front leg pulls from knee to hip. Pull in, widen the back hip, turn the front leg out more, and then try to sit the hips down faster than the knee. You're going to come up. Oh, it's a little bit of an awkward pose, that one. A little weird, but fine. Get opening. Then you can lift the back knee up, pull back toward the heel more. Bend knee down, shift the hips back. Now we are in Ardha Hanumanasana or half Hanumanasana. You can work here or a little bit longer pose. Start with the knee bent and hug the front heel and the back knee together. That's about connection. His strength is in connection to his desire to serve and to help inside. Keep that strength and widen the back hip. You know, he didn't know that he has any ability to help. It was a friend who said, you know, you have so much ability. Just give it a shot. So you widen the back hip, push down ribs back, and then you can turn the front leg out more. You can stay here and bow. Or you can scooch back a little bit more and just repeat it and just play. Oh, this side is so different from the first side for me. Oh. And you just honor your body rather than force it into a position where you think you should be. And then you just come out. And then we'll move either into child pose, or sitting on a block, or sitting on your heels. If you want down dog, great. And go ahead and close your eyes. You can put one hand on the heart and the other hand on the top. And let your breath be full. We do Ujjayi breath when we practice most of the time. And Ujjayi means triumphantly victorious. Hanuman, Jaya Jaya Hanuman. May that quality of support and love and friendship and generosity, creativity come forward in each of us, children of the breath. Go ahead and release your hands. We're going to shift the hips forward. Shift the feet forward. All right. You can have blocks nearby this too. We'll take the left leg under so the knee's pointing ahead, and the right leg over the top. Now sometimes this doesn't feel like it's doable, so you can have your foot on the inside of the knee. You can also put blocks or blankets underneath the bottom. Particularly you want to do this if the low back tucks under. You put a blanket enough that the low back, when you hug, the shin can lift up. And rather than this being like not as good, it actually frees up the hip more and grounds your energy more effectively. So feel free to lift your hips up. Would you like you to pull, lift your low back in and up till the whole spine lifts. And then take your right hand onto the block, if you have it, if not, just the floor. Turn. Now, please hug the hips towards each other for support. Lift up and move, not from the hips, but from the back ribs. Turn around from the back ribs. And as the spiral comes around your spine, open the throat and the chest and just breathe. As you press into the block, it can help you stay lifted. The sense of fullness coming into your lungs and your heart. Then on your next inhale, come forward, and then we'll switch legs. Take the right leg underneath, the left over the top, or inside the knee if it bothers the leg. Now, if this knee is bothersome, the bottom leg, feel free to straighten it out. Okay? So hold the front shin, lift up, and you turn toward the front leg. And on the block, now if you're pregnant, you would just turn the other way, so your baby doesn't get smushed here. Okay, so we push down in the foot and the hand, lift up through the low back, right through the crown. Hug the hips together for support in the sacrum, and then widen through the ribs. The ribs spiral up energetically, and we open through these twisting and turning times. Breathing in the twisting and turning times. I know it's hard to breathe in these twisting times, but that's our work. And by staying with it, we're shifted. And we know that it ripples out and others are shifted too. Your next inhale, come forward and release your pose. Good. Now go ahead and lie on your back. Draw your knees to your chest, neutral spine, and just give yourself a little bit of a rock around. Go the other direction. Good. And then hug in. And then keeping your neutral spine, inhale knees out without overarching the back. Probably have to be a little tone here in the belly. And as you exhale, draw in without flattening the back. And just do that a few breaths, and being out on the inhale, in on the exhale, trying to keep the neutrality of the spine, even as things are shifting and changing. Keeping centered and steady. Last breath. Hug in. And then lower the feet down. Release your legs. Tuck your blades under gently. And rest and go ahead and close your eyes. Rest your body. Imagine the thighs rooting back down into the earth. The ribs resting back. The shoulders resting back. Instead of a giant breath, then we just move into a natural breath. And one that we don't even have to control or try to deepen in any way. We just let our body breathe us. Shoulder up the breath. We're breathed just by being alive. And we trust the breath comes. And there are many people now where they can't take their breath for granted. It's so precious, like the greatest gem of the world. So we don't take the breath for granted. We just take it in with just the most vast gratitude for this breath, for this moment of life that we've been blessed with. In the time we have here, may we experience the gifts of this existence, of each other, of our breath, of our body, remembering what a gem it is. Samasta Sakino Bhavantu Lokan Samasta Sakino Bhavantu Lokan Samasta Sakino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Go ahead and enjoy a deeper breath. If you have time to spend more time in your Shavasana, please do. Otherwise, go ahead and roll up to seated. Good. And close with the palms together. May your practice nourish that quality of the deep friend that lives inside of you, who loves you. May you find the support for those who need you, including yourself. To the great heart and your capacity, we bow in. Namaste.